other little stuff, man. But it'll be a good fresh start, man. Yeah, cause we out of space, man. I don't have space to do the stuff I really need to do.
Yeah.
You know, kids on top of each other. And,
business growing, so like everything kind of expanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
And I'm trying to get it to a point where I can take a break so I can work on some more personal stuff to help expand, man. But this shit got so crazy, especially when this pandemic hit, man. Like I wasn't prepared for it, bro. Like as far as how fast stuff started going.
Changed real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for like more stuff, and then all of a sudden, just shit flooded, bro. And I was just like, I didn't manage it right, bro. And I'm like, God damn. And that shit,
It was almost impossible.
that shit came back to bite me, bro. Like, and I gotta figure out how to move forward, cause not the way I've been doing, bro. Cause
Oh, cause you always been subcontract.
huh?
So, like, cause you always been like, you weren't working, like you was doing everything independently.
Yeah.
Like you was doing it. So when it hit, everybody stopped. I didn't think about that for some reason. I'm thinking in my eyes and everybody else out, but I'm like, nah, there's a lot of people out here that was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They was doing it all themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, bro.
They
I
was
need
doing it
to-
themselves, so that, okay. Now I'm thinking,
Yeah. So like
the other way.
when this shit hit, you know, everybody started, you know, venturing out, and a lot of new entrepreneurs and like business just started flooding in, bro. And I didn't manage it properly, bro. Like I wasn't ready for the influx of it, bro. And it just, you know, so now I realize it's to a point where I have to schedule people. Like, you know, people be like, I need it tomorrow, you know, but it's just, you know, so initially, man, I was so excited. People was like, you know, no. So I was just booking people. They was like, I need this. All right, cool, need this. The next thing I know, I have a list this large. And I'm like, there's no way I can really get this out in a way that's gonna satisfy people the way that they should be taken care of. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I really put my foot in my mouth in that way, bro. So.
But still, though, I'm thinking about it from the way I just think about it at first. That's crazy to me. Yeah, it's just you. You a one man.
Remember, I don't want to be.
Yeah.
What I'm working on now, though, bro, is some personal stuff, some more personal projects, because I've realized I'm working too hard for my money, man. And I need to be in a position where I can create one product, not just one product, but the products here I create have an unlimited amount of revenue, you know, possibility. And I'm just thinking of different things that I know that I would have needed and people need, that I know that if I offer these products to people, I think they'll sell like crazy. And I can one product and I can sell it an infinite amount of times. And I have some ideas about what those products are, and that's what I'm working on for the month of March, to really help that passive income, so I don't have to stress so hard. So when I do get those clients who haven't really managed their stuff properly, it's like, oh, I need it tomorrow. Where the hell was you? You know, like who the hell? Like I just
that turn back, people get ridiculous with that turn back.
It's just weird, man. Cause I'm like, you know, I need a logo tomorrow. I need this tomorrow. Like, where the fuck was you at 2 weeks ago? You know, like, and I had to realize like it's not proper planning. And I was taking that on. I was taking on that burden of their poor planning, man. And it just, you know, wanting to be in business and wanting to be able to service people. And it was, at the end of the day, I was the one that, you know, my name is attached to it, so now it looks bad. You know, it looks like I don't deliver on time, and it's just like, so I have to realize that everybody can't be my client, man. And it's just something So I've been having to turn people down, bro, because it's just not something that I can't take everybody.
It's a different problem.
I didn't. It is a problem. It is a problem, and everybody's like, it's a good problem to have until you have that problem. Because I've heard these stories, bro, and I'm like, it's a good problem to have, but it's a problem. It's not a good problem to have, man. You know, you think it's a good problem to have, but it don't feel like that when you're the person with that problem, man. So.
No, like the only reason I would say it's a good problem is because it's a problem when you're thriving, but it's like you're not thriving the way you want to thrive.
Yeah.
So it's like a catch-22. That's why I'm over here looking like this. Like I'm like, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah,
like
man.
we be wishing for stuff like, man, I wish I could greatest, I don't know, dancer in the world. Then you get it, but what if you like the only one do what you do, and everybody you just meet all these good people. You feel what I'm saying? You
And then
just
I was
say, yes.
And I was blindsided by it, bro. You know, I didn't have any protocol for it, man. Like
how can you, dog?
I didn't know. You have to experience it. I think you have to experience it. You have to fuck it up. Like I think I fucked it up, and I think now that I know I fucked it up, I know how I don't want to fuck it up moving forward. Man. But I'm still in the same. I'm still in the hole that I created for myself 3 or 4 months ago, bro. So it's like sometimes as far as 6 months ago. Yeah, I'm still in that same hole, bro. And this shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy.
And then, you know, I mean, just the man to man, you got a family like that. That's time. You gotta do that.
So I realized that I just need to approach it differently. And again, like really focus on that passive income, man. More, so I don't need to be as stressed out.
So you can afford to let certain things walk.
Right.
If it doesn't meet yours.
Exactly. Right. I didn't. That's how it was, especially in the beginning. I was in a, position where I was taking whatever, just because I needed to eat. But all money ain't.
All money. I swear, I was just thinking that. That's the more that I get from the story. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't.
Be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and be ready for it, man. But again, I think it's just part of the process, man. Like I spent 2 years as an entrepreneur, like just doing this solo, and really building up my portfolio and my name and stuff like that, bro. And wishing that I could get all the stuff that I'm having issues with now. And I think you don't know until you know. I mean, I think it's a part of the process, man. And you may upset some people on the way, man. The people that really rock with you, they understand, and
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is, bro. I try not to be too discouraged about it. But then this whole little pandemic, man, and then I can't send my kids to school because I don't like the idea of.
You shot yourself? Oh.
I don't like the idea of them having to wear masks all day and shit, man. That shit ain't healthy for nobody.
It is not.
That shit priming the lungs for cancer and all kind of other shit, man. I ain't with that. And it's as stressful as that is at the house, man. I'm trying to work and then also deal with schoolwork with the 3 kids, sometimes 4. That I have to manage. They're kids, so you can't trust them for a whole day to handle their business. You got to constantly check on them. So I'm making that shit crazy, bro. But it's not insurmountable, man. It just take a different approach to the way things are done, man. So. Yeah, but how you been, bro?
Man, it's been blessings and it's been strange.
Yeah.
Strength is coming. Today was a challenge today. Just mentally, just challenging, but
Okay.
What I'm getting while your story is realigned with my story, because it's certain things you can't beat yourself up on. You ain't gonna know until you in it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can get mad at yourself, and I'm one of them people. I'm sure, like you are, just knowing you, just been around you. When I do something wrong, I beat myself up more than anybody else can. Like I'm up like, you know what I mean? But now I'm realizing you ain't gonna. It's almost like use all your mistakes up now. That's my thought after today, this week, this month. On the personal level, just use it up now. So at least you can give yourself enough time to learn from it. Because try not to make mistakes. You run into these mistakes, but you don't know or have anybody around you that can help you with them. Because everybody's making mistakes around you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just realizing, and not thinking about my daughter. I want to be able to. The adults or the older people around me, I notice they don't know. So I'm misinformed because they misinformed.
Right.
So for my daughter not to be misinformed, I need to get informed.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm starting to gain. Because I don't know nobody to say, hey, okay, how can I drink this water without like this time? I don't know. I don't feel like it's a problem. I know it's not a problem for you, but I'm asking the question, and that's my life right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm seeing, okay, cool. My daughter may ask a different question. And I have to know either the answer or how can I point her in the right direction.
Yeah.
One of those two, I can't flip out because I feel like the question is going at my level of knowledge, and I think that's what most of us as parents do.
Man, see, I admire you, bro. Your daughter's little. I miss those days.
Everybody tell me that.
I'm telling you, because I mean, like when they're that age, like you can solve their problems, and the problems that they have, bro, for the most part, are so, I wouldn't say simple, but you might not see it coming, but you're prepared, you're equipped for most of it. You know what I'm saying? Man, I have some issues lately with my oldest, man. I almost had to kill that boy, and I totally blindsided. He was doing shit that I didn't even think he was capable of doing, and it was just like he got this whole hidden life that I had no idea about. I ain't gonna get too heavy into the details, man, but the motherfucker lost his phone and everything. I done put blocks on all his shit, man. Like it fucked me up, man. I was like, wow, this is my kid. Who the fuck are you? I was like, what? And I was like, oh my God, like have I failed to... I mean, I know kids are gonna do shit, man, but the shit he was doing, bro, I was just like so caught off guard. But I was like, I had no idea that you would be on this.
Yeah.
You know, this type of shit, man. So like, it was one of those things like, oh yeah, you don't need internet access. Like you don't. Yeah, give me the phone. give me the phone.
You just need to make a call.
Yeah. You need to make a call. You need to talk to me, and you can use my phone, and we can use it together, maybe.
It's a lot more. I mean,
God damn.
The only reason why right now kids are probably different than any other kids, there's more stuff that I didn't grow up with, so I can't help.
Absolutely.
You know, I just thought about it today. That was 4 months ago. I took my daughter's tablet, and there's certain things you just can't stop from coming to the tablet.
Yeah.
Like even though you can block everything out, they don't tell you can't block everything out, especially when the world is like contaminated.
Yeah.
Because the commercial's horrible. I'm like, bro, I can't stop the commercials. I have her whole tablet blocked out. And I'm looking, and she's like, Dad, I don't think I'm supposed to be looking at this. And I'm like, it was a...
She told you that.
Yeah. And the commercial was like it was a, what's the name commercial? It was a herpes commercial.
Oh my God.
So they have to show they have to show like the relationship aspect. It was crazy. I was like, why is this on her tablet?
Yeah.
And like, I had to show the hands and then they had to go to the point of, yeah, I kid you not. It was around like 4, like just like, it was just, I was just like, okay. And I get that people will have, you know what I mean? But neither here or there, it's certain stuff as you get older that we didn't go through.
Right.
So it's like, I know people say nothing new under the sun, but if you create new things.
No, shit, it is, man. Well, I mean, we're the first generation that has to raise kids with social media and figure out how to manage all of that and how to censor it. You know what I mean? And the censorship is trash, I think, man. Like you just said, like you can put all the different little things on it. You can put all of the parental management. Like, for example, man, Disney Plus. We got Disney Plus, and that's something you wouldn't think. You know, you need to really worry about Disney Plus too hard, man. You know, I'm gonna be careful the way I say this, because you know I don't want to give the wrong impression, man. You know, people, you do what you do, man. As an adult, as long as what you do is consensual and progressive, I don't give a fuck what you do, man. But I'm gonna tell you what I don't appreciate is my kids scrolling through Disney Plus and looking at a little cartoon short called Out.
Oh, about the kid that came out.
Well, it ain't about hanging out on a Friday night, man. I'm gonna tell you that. Well, you know, it's like that. I don't
got that sitting in my page.
I don't want my kid exposed to that. Like,
yes,
you know, like,
true.
That's my choice. You know, that don't hurt nobody else. I'm not saying that I'm not dictating how anybody else live their life, nothing like that. But I can't even censor Disney. Like, come on, man. That was caught me off guard.
Well, I was mad because I remember, you know, in school you had to do current events. And I remember reporting this, and I thought about it once I started paying for Disney Plus. I remember reporting that Disney Plus bought 3 film studios 2006. I remember reading this to my class, that Disney is no longer just for your child. That was the headline. Disney is no longer for your child. They bought, I think 2006, they had bought majority of the ESPN. Now they own like all of it. And 2 other ones, I forgot. But I remember that, and I
think they bought Hulu now too.
I believe so. They own a lot of shit.
Yeah, they do own a lot of
shit.
shit.
I remember looking at this, and Tim was like, I don't.
Marvel, I know they got Marvel.
We are talking about Disney today.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we even filming?
Nope.
Are we filming? Hey yo, are we filming? Because if we went live, that's some good content that was just totally off record.
It'll come back. Trust me.
Oh, we live. That's what I'm talking about. All right. We was live the whole time. Sorry, man. I didn't know either.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, I don't want you to think that set you up.
No worries, man. No worries.
I feel like
Hi,
you was
Mom.
on. See, I feel like you was on cue.
No.
I feel like you was perfect.
Nah,
he was,
man.
I did not. Did you know the whole time?
I'm always camera ready, man.
Man, you. Anyway, man. Yeah, man.
Where's the?
I
see it. Oh, yeah, right.
I still love
That's
that conversation. That was like censorship. He said it better than me. Censorship just
shit don't exist, bro. It's a thing of the. It's really trash nowadays.
It's everything is horrible. I think about this right here. They said Donald Trump is being watched to make sure he don't have any burners. I'm definitely not leading towards Donald Trump, but I'm just saying that the whole point is they was watching him to make sure he don't have any burner accounts. So they're keeping him away from social media. Now, on one hand, you know, I was like, okay, that's cool. On the other end, I was like, they showing power that I wasn't aware that they can.
So, yeah.
That's fear.
The thing about that, though, now, so the thing about that in the social media, man, like the way that the world is going, man, people don't realize that our freedoms are being stripped away and we are asking for it. Give me more Instagram. Give me more, Snapchat. Give me as much TikTok as I can handle. But do you guys realize that these are private corporations and not a single one of these private corporations have any obligation to uphold the First Amendment, the freedom of speech? They can, rightfully, well within their rights, tell you to shut the fuck up and block your content, block what you say, and there's not a thing we can do about it. So we ask ourselves, well, I got the freedom of speech. Well, if everybody in the world is forced to communicate through social media, right?
Well,
Yeah, I've been filming.
yeah, I just found it out.
I started talking, I said, yo.
DG everybody.
Just think about the way things are going on in the world right now. We're in a pandemic, so now everybody is afraid to touch and talk and get near each other. Now we punishing those who don't wear masks because we don't really know what's going on. We just
teaching everybody how to judge.
We're so dependent on the media for all of our information and the things that we believe because we're too lazy to actually look into stuff. You know what I mean? I grew up my whole life knowing that if we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide, right? And carbon dioxide is good for trees, but it's bad for people. But now we're supposed to double mask up and re-inhale the same carbon dioxide that was always poisonous as long as I've been alive, right? But that makes sense. What it's doing is priming our lungs for cancer, right? But the media tells you otherwise, so all that research obviously goes out the window. And so we don't have the freedom of speech, man. Because now we're all separated. This is the way we have to communicate for the most part. Most people are afraid to sit across the table from one another like you and I,
This is true.
And now they can control what we say. They fucking censored the president of the United States. That should let you know. And they showing their hand.
About this too.
They showing their hand, bro. And nobody is willing, and we're not willing to actually believe what we're seeing. Why is that? Why don't we believe what we're seeing? They're showing us exactly what it is, exactly who they are, and we don't believe it.
But you know what? That's why they say believe the kids. The kids have the most honest mind ever. This is how I feel about grown-ups. We see somebody do something and we go like, yeah, they deserve it. But you remember when you was a kid and your sister, brother did something, they got a whooping. Even though they may did it to you, when your mama whooped your brother or sister, you looked at her a certain way. like it was like your naked brain realized you seen something. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, but you seen something that took a little bit of different energy to do. It take a certain type of energy to like whoop a child. That's just the truth. That's why your parents say gonna hurt you just as much as hurt me. Just take a certain type of energy, and it's a weird one. It's a weird energy. Like when you do it, you feel weird. Like
Let me tell you why.
Talk to me.
You see how you was saying like when you see that whooping, how it make you feel?
Yeah.
See, it goes the same way and it correlates with slavery too. See, when they tell you something or give you a narrative something, they give you a a scene of traumatic, or why I say it like that? They give you a traumatic what's the word? Damn, I had the word in my head. But it's basically like trauma. You're basically going through trauma. And they kind of make
trauma bond?
I can't remember the word. It's something else. It wasn't even traumatic.
But see, that's trauma on both sides. And it's horrible as parents. I'm not saying, okay, don't whoop your child. No. But I'm just saying we do got to think about beating your child. I don't care what it look like. It doesn't solve anything. And I get it. I have a little girl, so it's easier said than done. And I'm not saying don't whoop your child or correct them for being out of line. And that's not even the main topic. But I am just saying that when we was growing up, hitting your child, whatever, was close. And that wasn't just in my house. Like, that was normal. Like, bro, how you get a knot in your head? But you know that nigga came in the house late? Like, damn, your mama don't play that. You showed on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, that it was too normal. And I'm saying, as a child, even if somebody did something to you, even if your brother or sister did something to you, and you seen your mama whoop, you look like, oh my God, like, I'm glad that wasn't me. But, you know, but as adults, we see the government do stuff, and we just watch it like we just entertain, not seeing them, just like he said, show their hand. Like, whoa, y'all got that type of power? Like, I get we all supposed to hate Donald Trump, but y'all can delete him?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know that was possible. And everybody was like, bro, that ain't the point, AR. I was like, nigga.
And they was happy about it.
I can be deleted.
Yeah.
That ain't the point, AR. I said, tell me the point. And let me tell you how my point is saying they just showed you that your page is putting stuff that they want you to put there. Because if you put one thing that you don't want, like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And that's what throws me off with today. Is like we're looking, even the Boosie thing. Like, they had nothing to charge him on. Because if he was doing something that horrific, then you could charge him. That means he should be up. I mean, I'm not wishing that against him, but I mean, if it was that horrible, what was so bad about it that you had to take him off the internet that you don't have on the internet? Once again, I'm not saying that's entertainment, but I'm saying for y'all to delete and anything with his name on it, just delete it in a blink of an eye, for things that you guys do, or you saying that y'all didn't get a cut from it. Like, it's just weird things that I seen that I was like, okay, we ain't talking about this part of it. Like, we're seeing a lot of control. We're seeing a lot of flexing, and nobody noticed it yet. And I don't know, like, it's crazy. Welcome, man. Diverse Universe, man. We jumped in the door going in, man. Y'all know what's going on. My name is AR Galore. This guy right here is
Kid Money. Y'all already know, man. We just walked in the door. I am actually AR Galore. And this right here is Kid Money.
I would take it. I would take it. But at this very, very moment, I got a guy, a good friend of mine, a brother of mine, that have taught me a lot and have been on multiple shows of mine in the past, so it's only right for him to take this trip in this universe with me. E Major, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely, I appreciate you.
Get a little Oprah. Get a little Oprah.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Good dude here, man. Good dude. Fun fact. E Major was the third person I told about the Diverse Universe idea. And he believed in my idea and my vision so much. Another fun fact, he designed the Diverse Universe logo. So it was only right.
Holy nice.
It's only right. Fun fact. And that thing that's at the beginning of the show, they go, Diverse. That's his voice. He did it. That right there is his baby. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, you know that's the only logo or anything that features my voice either, man. I really don't normally do stuff like that, but that's the only thing that I've ever put my voice on. Dead serious.
I appreciate it.
Dead serious, bro.
It's hard.
That was like an emotional time when I got that, cause you just sent it. No load up, man. He was like, "Hey, man, I just working on something. What you think?" I was like, "What?"
Oh no, man.
Man.
You always been a real good guy, man. I always really appreciated just your energy, just you as a human being, bro. It ain't a lot like you, bro. Like that's just real. That's just real, man. I'm old, man. I've met a lot of people in this world, bro. I strive to be more like you, to be real.
Thank
so
you, man.
honestly,
Thank you,
bro.
man.
So it was a
I
pleasure.
appreciate that.
Definitely a pleasure.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Keep going. Now you usually title the episodes.
Man, well, I forgot what I titled it. All right, you guys all, what did you call the episode? And I'm gonna be telling you what last week's episode was called. All right, what was the fucking
lies that we are told?
Oh, the lies that we are told. Huh.
Care to elaborate there, Kid Money?
Well, let's go sporadically real quick, then I'm gonna go head home. First, Barack Obama's gay. Sorry.
What?
No, stop, bro. Goodness gracious, do you punch your enemies with those type of hands, man? What's going on?
I was gonna speak on that too.
You
I have a lot of enemies.
You supposed to slow. What happened to greasing things up before you just slide in there and just?
I mean, when it happens, I mean, just like y'all was just saying, y'all was saying whenever these people tell y'all the truth, black people don't listen. Oh, no, I'm cool with that.
Right? You cool get canceled. Bass. You know who to go at.
What did Philip say? Getting deleted for things you believe in. You do the shout out. I ain't even gonna do
Philip Hudson, you just got yourself a first mention on Diverse Universe.
Shit.
He just
shout out to Lambo, man.
You flaunting too. Go ahead. I ain't saying nothing else. I'm shutting up.
All right. That was one right there. All right, I'm going to slip that one in. Yes, Barack Obama is a gay guy. Just like Major was saying, you know, whatever you do in your bedroom is what you do. I'm just stating facts. Facts and truths. Everything, you know, there's computers in here. Everything I can tell people to look up. So, also the moon landing, fake.
Yes.
Absolutely. 1,000% fake. And the video that I just got today, oh my God. I will never question that shit again. I promise you, I would never question it again. All right, Earth is flat. People want to debate it. It's just real. Anybody want to come and debate me? I got these dudes all in my DM for posting the fucking sun today because they said, you know, hey, it is what it is. I ain't gonna go too far. What else do I know?
Kid birthday, we will be doing a great debate, people. You guys are welcome to figure that out.
Always, yeah,
great
please.
Debate with Kid Money. A lot of people hate when he say, I'm inviting you to tell him to his face.
My people hate me, and I am cool with that, all right? Another thing is, because we're going to go with a little bit of the topic, Black History Month. I've already mentioned this PSYOP before, all right? Y'all need to kill it, all right? Black History Month, that's what I was talking about when it comes to trauma. When you just keep letting people relive their trauma over and over with these, you know, boule niggas. People hate when I talk about Martin Luther King. I apologize in certain ways, but Martin Luther King was who he was and who he is and will be. The civil rights movement, this is where it's going to get touchy because... You know, when I always bring up this subject, everybody always get that weird feeling.
I hate that you look at me right when you finna say something. I hate it.
All right, there's a lot of people wearing a lot of G's. All right, there. All right, so we're going to talk about the traveling man just for a second. The civil rights movement has nothing to do with black people and black history in a sense. It's a movement that was all instructed by Masons, and it's, you know, I know which Masons those were. These aren't the white Masons y'all was talking about.
What did you say?
The civil rights movement, everything that has to do with the civil rights movement was instructed by Masons. Everything, every single one. There's not one person who wasn't a Mason.
Hold on. But what do you mean by instructed?
Okay, you had Martin Luther King for one.
No, you saying led, like it was led by actual man. Well, okay, but I'm saying we do know there's black Masons. And we do know there's Masons that believes in God. So I'm trying to get the context.
Well, see, Masons have to believe in God. You can't be a Mason and not believe in God, because there's levels to it. The higher the level is, you're reaching a certain enlightenment, right? You reach a certain light. You can't do that without believing in a deity. At the end, or towards the end, you start figuring out who that light that they're talking about is. That's when they start going into the white Masons, or they want to say, because it's kind of like, to them, not to me, I don't really care. I just put them all in one category. To them, it's two different factions. It's like the Prince Hall, and then you got like the Illuminati kind of Masons or Freemasons or whatnot, whatever. I don't know. That part right there is a little hit and miss. I don't go too deep on that. But I do know, yes, they are the shapers and the movers of our civil rights movement. Every single one of them. Anything dealing with civil rights is them. The CP, that right there is a cover up. That right there was handed down by, that was being led by a lot of
John Wesley Dobbs.
Huh?
John, but that's the guy.
What's the white dude though?
Oh no.
Yeah, they got a lot of Jews. They were damn, I forgot who made that. It's like a George Soros kind of thing. How George Soros has Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. That's how that was.
Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about
the NA, however you say it.
Yeah, it was created like that. Yeah.
All right, just throwing a couple of those out there. So I got some stuff I'm gonna go with, but I'm gonna let y'all go.
So you just shot. So you
just want to just throw a couple things.
Gonna shoot that early. Okay. Daily's running a little late. She will be here to jump into Daily Gems. We lit. So I'm going to just go ahead and just throw all this. Any any counters on half of the accusations that the also kind sir displayed?
Honestly, man, I follow you, man. I follow your page, man, and a lot of the stuff you post. Like, I be on. Like, I haven't gone.
Oh, I'm shadow banned. I'm banned.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. I wholeheartedly believe you. I believe you. The stuff you post, yeah. I'm surprised they ain't showed up at your door.
They sent me a text, actually.
Who sent you a text?
In January. Not a text message, my bad. A DM. And it was like giving like a subtle warning. Like, when it was in 2020. It was like, basically, you're going to be monitored. Mm-hmm. So as soon as January hit, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I posted one video. That shit took 2 days for it to load, right? I was like, okay, cool. It's coming. That shit had 20 views. I'm getting thousands of views. I'm getting different people. All these flat earthers are following me, sending me crazy shit. And like the shit I just got today, I could show this on the fucking screen and we would be shut down. I promise you. I put money on this. I've never seen a video like that. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, we monitor like you, man. Like, people don't even believe how serious it is. We are monitored like crazy. We are monitored. Every aspect of our lives, everything we do, everything we buy, every transaction we make. Like, people think it's a joke. Like, y'all hear, like, if I start talking about Charmin Ultra right now, Charmin Ultra, all y'all niggas getting toilet paper ads. I promise you. Yep. I promise you. And it happens, man. Me and my lady, we was talking about photo booths. We were just talking about it. I hadn't searched it up. And all of a sudden, man, like within 30 minutes, I'm scrolling through social media and I'm getting all kind of I've never seen a photo booth ad a day in my life, bro. But the mere fact that all I did was talk about it's crazy.
Just went there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean...
And then this whole situation right now, man, the flat Earth situation, I can see that being the truth.
The flat Earth?
I halfway believe it, man.
I halfway believed it too. Then I fully got into it after I seen this video.
I believe that.
Like if you can go there with me. Like what you?
I mean, they were talking
How
about,
you feel?
especially because I mean, who here can actually verify that space is what they say it is?
They can't even do it.
How many, and then the whole fact that they say all the pictures that we've ever seen of the Earth from space have been digitally put together.
The people who did it and made a video about it. They weren't even dissing them. They were just proud of their work.
So they just created.
It was in Photoshop.
How it looks.
Yeah,
So we don't even know if there's other planets.
We don't know none of that. I don't think we do. I mean, I believe that we would be arrogant to believe.
Right.
And then there's this whole theory. Have you guys heard about the theory that we are all in a simulation?
I did. I seen the simulation thing. Some things didn't add up with like the theory on it.
That don't make sense because
I mean, how would you know though if you were in a
yeah,
simulation?
I mean, both sides.
Would you know?
But what would you? I mean, like, okay, we got those theories from movies, right?
Yeah.
When it was in movies, the simulation was like something that people agreed to and they got stuck in. I'm like, where is that at? I mean, maybe I'm thinking about it from the
system?
directive. Yeah, like where?
In
like
the system.
Huh?
In the system, no.
But I'm saying, like, is it a baby AR somewhere? Is that what you're saying? Like, baby AR is stuck on this thing? Or are you saying that I got up to this person? Because I know I've been with me for 30 years.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I've been with me for 30 years. So I'm saying, at what point did I get put on simulation? Because movies can't explain that because movies don't want to go that far. Even the Matrix didn't want to go that far. Tell me this. If like this grown Morpheus was on simulation, at what point did Morpheus go, plug me up? When he was 3? Like, because you got to grow, is what I'm saying. So I'm saying, we get that that's a movie. My question sounds so stupid, but it's just a simple thought. At what point in this world that I agreed to put myself in simulation?
Well, who said you agreed to it though?
Okay, at what point did they put me there and I've been with me for...
I mean, it could have been the moment that you came into being. I mean, when you were born, like when you came out of your mother's womb, you don't... Whatever happened, man. When they took you, like... I remember when my kid was born, they took the kid away and put him in a... we're going to go take the kid to get shots or whatever. Or we're going to circumcise the kid or all this other little stuff that they separate your kid from you to do. Mm-hmm. You know, like... How do you know it wasn't in? You know, and I mean, if I was just like thinking in a crazy way, like this first simulation, all of this is fake, and we don't know what the other side looks like. But it had to have been as soon as consciousness was a thing, then forced into a simulation.
So let's go off your timeline. They take the baby, right? What do they do to the point, because you're a grown father standing there watching your baby go. So what happens then? Like, do they like grow somewhere else, or like what are you getting back? And that's what I'm asking. Like,
well, I would submit that the baby in itself, and me having and conceiving a child, is also a part of a simulation. Like the child itself. Like, so let's say we're the people that are conducting the simulation. It's just the same way as if you were playing The Sims, right? Okay. They aren't aware that, you know, they're in a simulation. Yeah. You know, imagine if they really had consciousness, right? But we're out here pulling all the strings and we're watching and we're creating scenarios for them simply for entertainment. You know, what it could be just because some higher being or some outside force is just bored, needs to be entertained. We don't know what the point of it is.
Okay, so the belief is that there's a higher power, not humans, that have taken humans and plugged them up to something, and then they just dream.
Yeah.
So okay. So there's a higher power that can take people without them knowing, plug them up to something. Why can't they just make them live? Wouldn't that be easier?
Why can't they make them live?
Because I'm just, okay, what I'm lost is, all right, when I played The Sims, my sim character don't grow to anything unless I just create it, or unless I just mess it up and create it. So it don't go through any cycle of growing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm saying, I seen me grow up to this point.
That's because the creator of The Sims didn't design it that way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you were to let's say you were the architect
This is a
of the
fun
Sims.
conversation, by the way.
Let's imagine that you were the
I'm trying.
person, you were the designer of the Sims, right? You could very well start it off from birth, and they would have always known only that reality, but you're on the outside and you can see the.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's all they would ever know. And so you can say, now you know what? I want to give this person a job. Now it's time for my Sim to sleep. Oh, you know what? Now it's time for my Sim to scrape his knee on his bicycle. You could be the one to decide when that Sim enters that reality.
I believe that far as like, I mean, doesn't anybody that believe in God like believe in that though? Because that's all it is. Like you just, you're hoping to a higher power that we're not just in here making our own decisions. I think when I think of simulation, I think about the Matrix, where there's a Neo over here, but there's also a Neo plugged up. And when I think about,
but those two didn't exist at the same time. They were you're either in the simulation or you're removed from the simulation and you see the full picture.
Hold on, so you said they both didn't
exist at the same time. So when Neo was a part of the simulation, he was unaware. When he became aware of the simulation and was removed from the simulation, then he was his own thing. He was outside of it. There wasn't like a Neo in the simulation and the Neo outside of the simulation watching the Neo in the simulation.
No. Okay. Like I'm saying, but one Neo, he plugged up to a system.
In the beginning, yeah.
So I'm saying, him being plugged up to a system, I think what I'm getting confused on.
Well, he wouldn't be in a simulation. He'd be in a matrix.
So that's not simulation.
Which is essentially is a simulation.
But see, in the Matrix, though, okay, cool. If you say that, then that would mean Neo knew the outcome already, right? So there wouldn't be no point of the fight.
No, I don't think he knew the outcome at all.
Well, then who would be controlling Neo?
No. Well, the only reason why I disagree with that, because I mean, the whole point of the story is to believe in something, even if you understand how it's going to end. So the point is, he have to either accept but he don't know for sure. It's really weird. That's literally the whole point of him. He either have to accept how it's going to end without knowing, or go back to the other world. I think I'm saying.
Does he have a choice?
If I take a bunch of rats.
Let me ask you that. Does he have a choice to accept blue or red?
I think when he was aware, once he became aware that he had a choice, I think, yes.
Once he got the knowledge.
Once he became aware that there was a choice, then yeah. I see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that there is a choice. And that's where you come into like, and I'm talking about real world. We don't realize that we actually have a choice for certain things. We think that we have to accept all of this BS. It's traditionalism. That's what traditionalism is dangerous, right? It's because it's the idea that we take the things that are told to us and taught to us at face value, because everybody else before us, this is what they did. This is what we're taught, right? And so that's all it is. We don't think that we have a choice, right? Religion is a big one. Religion is a big one, right? Oh, I'm a Christian. Well, why are you a Christian? Well, I believe in God. Well, why do you believe in what you believe in? Well, my mama did. Well, there you go. That's dangerous. Mm-hmm. If your mother told you I believed in slitting your wrist every first Thursday, then we slit our wrist every first Thursday. We don't question it, even though it's fucked up, even though it causes us more harm than we realize, because it's what has always been done. Then here we are, it's right? True. And nobody questions it because we don't think we have a choice. I gotta go tithe. I gotta go give my hard-earned money, because if not, then I fear that I'll go to hell for it.
2020 was the first time I actually questioned a lot of things.
And so to my point, when you were saying if somebody was in a simulation, do they have a choice? Imagine if I was cruel and I wanted to create a huge maze and I put a bunch of mice in that maze, would they be aware that they were in the maze? You think the mice would know that they were in the maze?
No.
Or they just know that they're here, we exist somewhere and this is where we are. And let's say, okay, let me put it to you like this. Let's say I took mice that were used to being free and running around in the field, right? And I took those mice and I threw them all in the maze, and at some point those mice started humping the other mice, and they made baby mice. Do you think the baby mice would know that they were in a simulation? Or they were in a maze?
No.
And that there was more to life and more to the world than this maze that I'm used to running around in? And yeah, there's cheese all in there. I find cheese. I find other mice to hang out with. And, maybe we put a little waterfall in the maze. We make it real nice and cozy for those who can figure out how to get there. Then there's another part of the maze that's fucked up. And we make that fucked up. So for those who aren't courageous enough to venture out into the maze far enough, you know, we just gonna be in this fucked up part where there's a bunch of cats in this part, but we don't know how to get out of there to get to the part where all the other mice is out here chilling. But I was born here, and this is all that I know, and my parents didn't know any better, and now my kids don't know any better.
Well, let me ask you,
whether they knew or not, but they don't know how to get out.
Does the creator of that maze have a character, a characteristic, a personality at all?
Well, I think the only thing that matters, I mean, why should it matter though?
But nah, that's true. That's real.
The characteristic. Why did they? But I guess the thing is, why are we in the maze? What did he want to be? What would the point of the person who created the maze be? To be entertained, right?
But see, that's you giving it a characteristic, which is you're basically describing whatever that entity's characteristic is, which is saying it's entertainment. We don't know what it is. It could just be fulfillment of life.
Well, we don't. We absolutely don't know.
So the reason I'm saying that is I'm with it. But to do it like that, it would, in a sense, say that the things that are in the simulation, they have more humility than whatever put them in there. That just sounds kind of like cruel.
The thing that it sounds cool or cruel? Cruel.
Yeah, like a cruel show.
Well, welcome to Planet Earth, man. Planet Earth is a big cruel show because we regular people who are in this maze. Let's imagine now we're not talking about rats anymore. We create conditions that keep certain mice in the area where the cats are. We don't ever show them the door. We don't want to even allow them the opportunity to see the door. And so they're stuck here. And then you got these other rats who have don't even know that cats exist because they've always been in this cool little part of the maze where cheese constantly falls from the fucking sky and blase, blase, blase. So they don't even know that these rats are over here getting mauled by the cats and they don't care either because it's not their condition. All right? And so yeah, I could have designed the maze that way. Whether maybe I was bored, maybe I am cruel. But you think that the people who created the systems that keep you and your people oppressed, you think they're not cruel? I think that they are cruel. And I think that they're fully aware of the conditions that they create. And I think that it is extremely intentional. I think there is a lot of intentionality behind everything that happens on this planet. I think there's a lot of intentionality behind
Well, I don't want to go too deep into the simulation. Only thing is just intentions couldn't happen in the simulation.
Why wouldn't they? If somebody wanted you to have intention and wanted you to have the ability to be free, why wouldn't it?
So you create a world where none of that can be seen. I'm confused a little bit on that.
What do you mean?
Okay. When I say intention, basically, okay. There's no such thing as morality, right?
Morality?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Was
As
that a
in
statement or was it a question?
It's a question.
Okay. Oh, okay. All
At
right.
that point, what I'm asking.
I think you mean from whose perspective, I guess.
That's a human nature trait. I would say it is.
And I think,
But what describes human nature?
and I think there are levels to that, man. Like morality, people say you either have morals or you don't. Man, that's black and white, man. Nothing. I don't think there's really too much in this world that is specifically black and white, and everybody acts like it is, man.
Yeah, I think everything is great.
Well, I'm saying,
but I do agree that morality. I mean, because it's just like, all right, you just said something that was dope. You said condition.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people always put morals, and I can be wrong, but like morals are just something you truly care about, right?
It's what you believe.
It's something that.
But how do you have morals?
I can condition you to caring about something, and that's what I was going to touch on with the.
What I'm asking is, how do you know if something is right or wrong?
But I'm saying no. I'm saying like that's changing the question because morals, like we just stated, that's something you really care about. You can care about something wrong really strongly. Like there's just support my argument. In Boston, there's a generational family of bank robbers. Like in Boston, like they're known for raising their kids. Like it's a code. It's So I'm saying it's not right, but it's a condition, which means there's something that these people will fight or kill or die for. So I'm saying to take that word out, how would they know right and wrong? I don't know, but I know.
No, I'm asking how do we as people, how do we determine right or wrong?
Society
to be able to kill there shouldn't be any problem with that then.
Well, I think
simulation.
Also the theory of right and wrong, man, I think it has a lot to do with how we are affected by the decisions that we make personally.
How can
You know
we
what
be
I mean?
affected?
I mean, so for example, right? Do you believe that if I kill him or you kill him, that would be the wrong thing to do, right? So
In
we
the
say-
simulation, it wouldn't.
So in the
I'm not trying to go too
So
hard.
it don't have
but
rules there?
The simulation doesn't have rules.
I think it would have to have rules.
But how
It
do you
has to have-
determine the rules? Who determined it?
the creator? I would think. I mean, that's the way.
How do we know what the creator determined at that point? There seemed like there had to be like a rule book.
That's a good point. I see what you're saying.
You see where I'm going, right?
I see where you're going with it. I see where you're going with
You
it.
know where I'm going. I mean, if the creator had like a rule book, like a Bible.
I'm sorry.
But I think everything has rules to it, though, man. And you know, as a sense of morality, when I say there are levels to it, right? We say thou shalt not kill, but if I see a fucking mouse run across my living room floor, chances are he gonna get it, right?
Yeah.
But then, so in that sense, why is that level of morality acceptable for me to take the life of the mouse? But if you run across my living room floor, I should welcome you in with open arms and offer you a beverage and maybe some cheeses and meats. Like why?
love.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, like it's morality. It's killing is killing, right? So how come we can offer or submit that it's wrong on this level, but not on that level? That's why I say everything. It's levels to everything, right? They say, "Oh, I love you unconditionally." Is it? Do you really love me unconditionally, or you know? I mean, like.
Men never love conditionally.
When you say love is conditionally, like unconditional, I don't know if I believe in unconditional love. I don't know if I believe that exists. I think that's, excuse me for saying, I love you so much, boo. I promise you this, don't listen to this part of the show. But look, like for real, like my own son, man, like if he were to murder the rest of my family and then ask me to sit on the sofa and let's have a kick back and have a beer, Dad, like they're gonna have some feelings about that. I'm gonna be questioning myself, but you're not gonna tell me that my love for you is gonna remain the same.
Somebody said, well, it translate as through shall not murder, which is different. So basically,
well, to even elaborate on that.
See if I'm reading this correctly.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Bro. To even elaborate on that, we got No, I was like, I'm thinking to myself, who would be asking that question? I was like, okay, that's bro.
I just want to make sure that I was reading that right.
Thou shalt not murder.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not murder.
Yeah, he's saying it's different. I don't know. And he's saying like when you was giving the
about walking the mouse.
Yeah.
Maybe it's murder though. but what I'm saying is some people would justify that it's some people would justify it as I can take that life because it's a varmint, it's rodent, it shouldn't, it's nasty, it's filthy, right? But all life is life, man. You know. Like life is life. If you believe that killing is wrong, then killing is wrong. Period. You can't tell me killing is wrong and then support the death penalty, right?
True.
You know that's the thing, especially that in itself. Like, how can you tell me that it's wrong to kill, but then punish somebody who killed by killing?
Which is crazy.
You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. That reminded me of the time when I got when shit just don't make sense. So like, and this is just like. Kind of like off topic, but it makes sense to what I'm saying. I got a ticket once for driving under a suspended license. I didn't know my license was suspended, right? They told me my license was suspended because I didn't have insurance during the time of an accident. I said, yes, I did have insurance. I went to court and proved that I had insurance during the time of the accident. Do you know these motherfuckers lifted the initial suspension but left me under another suspension for driving under suspension? Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Gangster though.
That's a money grab.
It makes no sense, right?
It's a money
That's
grab.
fucked up. So you made the mistake.
That's crazy.
But because I was unaware of the mistake, because there should never have been a mistake, I'm still in trouble for the mistake that you made. That's fucked up. And that's the same thing. It's like you telling me one thing is wrong, but then you punish me for the thing that you're saying is wrong in the way that it don't make sense to me.
And then if you beat the case, they make you pay court costs, which is weird. If somebody take me to court and I did nothing wrong and they was wrong, I have to pay court costs? That's crazy.
Crazy.
I just don't get it. Like, it just certain stuff like that makes no sense. And to go back to just something you said, this just don't make. I just really want to say it. The only way love is unconditional is probably from 1 to 7. By the time they get past 7, they love have conditions. I have people parents have told me this, but I never experienced it. I can literally hurt my daughter's feelings, and she's gonna run to me crying. That is just mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
She ran to the problem, but I don't even got a punch. That's just what I thought about when you said conditions and like everything else after that. If you hurt somebody, they run from you. They don't even want to talk to you anymore. They don't even want to deal with it. It's conditions. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? And we all have it.
Everything has conditions to it.
Black and white don't exist. You're selling out if you think it does.
I think when people settle for their whole black and white thing, and it's either black or it's white, it's that they either fear or don't have the capacity for a deeper level of of conversation.
That's true.
You know, it's like and it also means that they've just accepted the reality that somebody else has provided for them without, they're too lazy to actually look into it or investigate. They don't want to do the investigation, and because a lot of times a lot of that stuff involves investigation into self and people. If there's one thing that I see most people unfortunately don't want to do and don't have the capacity to do is to investigate thyself. And that's one thing, man. People don't look in the mirror, man. They look through it, but they will not look at it.
They will
not look right into it.
Mirror. You know what? Like again, I just love when the show go at this pace. And I just thought about this question. This question I was holding for another show, but you just kind of touched on it. Looking in the mirror, do you guys have like problems with like owning or identifying your flaws?
Not anymore, man. I used to many years ago, but nowadays, man, I feel like I benefit so much more, and especially like the last 5 to 7 years, I have been able to really take that honest look in the mirror and say, this is the fucked up shit that I do, and I have done, and only then, if you can actually look at it, can you do something about it. If you can't even acknowledge that, I don't like this about me, or this is the problem about me, then you're gonna always be in that cycle. You know what I mean? And so no, I don't think at this point in my life, the older I get, man, the more unapologetic I become, the more fearless I become in me and living my truth. And the mistakes that I've made in my life, I am more apt to put that shit out there now, where before I used to act like, I don't want nobody to really see that about me. Well, now fuck them, because ain't nobody's hands clean.
Facts.
Nobody's. If we look at you long enough, we're gonna find some shit that you don't want nobody to see.
This is true.
You know what I mean? But that was crazy. I had a conversation with my siblings the other day, man. We were talking about just one of my older cousins posted, don't worry, something along the lines of don't worry too much about time, or don't be in a rush because nobody's posting their failures on social media or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, don't be in such a rush, and don't let social media get to you. Nobody's posting their failures. And I asked the question, well, should we? Should we be posting more? I mean, as a society, as a world, would the world, and this is the honest question, would people benefit more instead of if every time we turned on social media, we see everybody balling out, right? If we see the same people keep that same energy when something go wrong, right? Like, why don't we get to see both sides of the coin? Because that's the real part of life. But why do we only want people to see us when we popping bottles? Why don't we want people to see us when the bottle runs dry and we pour and nothing comes out of the fucking bottle? Why do we want people to see that part of it? When
it's
the bottles,
emotions, like being on social media, it's emotion. So, like, to show your failures, it's always with the emotions. Like, if you hurt, like, some people can do that. Some people can show if they're not happy. They can show them crying and whatever. And I think that's not really received always. Even me, like, if I see somebody crying, and I'm like, man, you just want attention. You feel what I'm saying? But now when I'm thinking about it, me being honest, that black and white, something like that, that's a theme. I always hate when people do that, but maybe that is in the field of posting your failures, posting when you're not happy, posting when you don't feel like standing on the couch, which you never fucking go like that because somebody else got to record you, which means somebody's working. But I'm thinking like, and that probably was a weird point, but I'm thinking when I be seeing people cry and He holding that phone. I remember
Tyrese.
Oh, you know what I mean? I was the first person laughing. I'm like, bro, you took the time to go on the internet, type, leave a caption, send, and finish crying. But I guess when I'm thinking about it now, maybe he wanted to post his failure. And I don't know. I guess I felt better if he would came back and included. I don't know.
Tyrese is not always the most genuine person. He's not always the most genuine, man. He said people do stuff for likes. Like, so in that instance, it was more for the likes than it was for the experience. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, okay, I get you.
It was more for the likes than it was for the experience.
If you can give me one, like if you can give me a, not yours, but if you can give me a type of failure and if you can give me how you would want to see it. Because to me, as I'm thinking about how would I post my failures, would it be me talking, or would it be something that I didn't see through, or I just want to try to get a vision of how somebody would post their failures, if not just crying on the internet.
I mean, we don't have to cry about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
my stigma on crying.
I guess you could also ask, well, how did you post the last thing you did that was successful, right?
Yeah.
You know, what kind of energy did you put into that post, right? And we can just match it. You know what I mean? I'm not asking nobody to come out and cry, but to like I use myself personally, right? So, and I honestly, the reason I asked the question because I'd also thought about it. It's just something I don't see happening, and I know a lot of people. Me personally, I think I would personally benefit if I would see people use social media as more, just be more real, and more relatable. Because not everybody can relate to just I'm always successful. It paints the idea that success is just success and that there's no other piece. Failure is a step to success. You know what I mean? Like they coexist together. You can't. I don't know anybody that's been successful without failing, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why you got books like Fail Forward, right? You have to use failure as a tool. Mm-hmm. But we can't really use failure as a tool for, especially in today's society, because nobody wants people to know that they're failing. Right? No, I'm not failing. I'm only succeeding, and I'm gonna show you now. Now it look like an overnight success, right? When in reality, like for example, when we started the show, I was telling you how I had been working for 2 years to really build up my company, and I was like, man, I would wish I could just have a steady flow of clients, right? Yeah. And so now I failed at that, because here it is when at some point I did that, and then when everything happened, all the people came at one time. It was like one day I was like struggling to get a client a week, and now I'm getting like 3 or 4 or 5 inquiries a day, and I can't keep up with it. And now so in that aspect, I failed. So maybe it's something where I could personally take the lead in my own situation and say, for all my entrepreneurs who are looking to build, let me show you what I've gone through. And this is what I've gone through. It don't have to be a thing where I'm like, look at me, bro. I don't want to see nobody like that on social media either. Dry that shit up. I don't want to see that either.
Okay, cool.
But what I'm saying is, like, how many people would benefit from me saying this is what the goal was, and when the goal happened, I wasn't prepared for it, and this is what that looks like.
Promote.
This is what that looked like. Here's a list, maybe not providing a specific list, but these are the number of clients that I upset in the process. But guess what? I learned this from it. I learned this from failing in this way. This is what I learned from failing in this way, right? How much more impactful is that than saying, I made $10,000 last month. Blue light. So, okay, well, I'm still broke, and I don't know how the fuck to get paid. Yeah. Everybody else nobody can benefit from that. I can like it all I want to, but that don't help me benefit, move forward, or inspire me with, you can be inspired, but to be inspired is one thing. To be inspired and informed is another. You know what I mean? And that's one thing we forget. When we want to inspire people, we forget that we also have to inform them. We can't just blindly inspire people, and that's when we're doing it for the likes. I'm doing it for the likes, because I want people to see me,
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
like you inspire people. I want to be like that guy.
But how the fuck?
Without coming.
Right.
Yeah. That's wow.
You know what I mean? So we can use our failures as a way of information. You know what I mean? Like you could literally sell failure, man. You could sell it. People do it every day. There are people who have figured that out, that you can sell the idea of failure and profit from it, because people want to know, and there are people who love those kind of stories, and they're informed, because I know this is what this person did, this is how he fucked it up, and so now I know what to look out for.
Right.
You know, and that's what I mean by posting our failures. But it seems like everybody is afraid to do that. Nobody wants to do that.
I'm gonna take that challenge. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take that challenge.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it too.
Yeah.
I literally, this is like 2 days ago. Me and my brother and sister were talking about this.
I always feel, but I feel like the people that want to take those challenges be the people that have a problem realizing when you're actually doing good. That condition word is scary and it's dangerous, and I'm glad you said it, because pointing out your failures or pointing out the negative parts of you can become something that you so conditioned to that you only good at pointing out the problems, even with yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like a balance. Like, it's like, you know, it's like the mask thing. I wear my mask because sometimes I just be like, why? I don't even feel like
hearing it.
Man, yeah, I'm making people uncomfortable. Then if I say something back, it just sounds evil. And you know what I mean? So sometimes I wear my mask. Now I have learned not to keep it on because sometimes I'm feeling weak.
Yeah.
You feel sick. And now, you know, I got my reflux, you know what I mean? I can't play with it so much. But it's a balance for me. Because I realize it's kind of becoming a human thing, because some people that's misinformed, they take it as a hate type thing. It's damn near like a terrorism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying at this point it's a balance. Everything is balanced. And that's crazy, because if you don't post your failures, you putting out false information about how it is to make it or to be successful. But if you only post, you know what I mean? Like, if you get caught up in just seeing, you know what I mean, the bad, you're not seeing the good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we can get caught up in seeing the problem so much that we want, you know what I mean? We'll miss the point that everybody that I have mentioned your name to say, bro, his work is incredible. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's people lined up to work with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the good, and I'm sure you know that. And I'm not saying you don't know that, but I'm saying sometimes we get caught up in them little problems. We forget we asked for it, which means we didn't have it. It's what we signed up for.
Absolutely. And
that's the one thing that I be trying to tell myself, that we got to realize, when you sign up for something, shoot, you only can slap yourself. Then you feel bad for slapping yourself. You like, damn, we thought about this, prayed on it, signed, sealed, and delivered. Kid, like, what's going on in your world, man? Daly's asking us why we're not responding. I'm like, Daly, we don't like text on the phone while we on the show.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Daly. She'll be here soon.
She'll be here soon. She's like, respond. I'm like, nigga, we live. You know how we'll get people to pay attention to the show, and I ain't paying attention. It's crazy. All right, man. Something that I wanted to dive into, man. We talked last time me and you was on the show together. We talked about this, but now I want to shift the conversation. We talked about reparations last time. We like dabbled in it, and I definitely got to get your I definitely get your stance on reparations, but I also wanted to change it. I think in a perfect world, let's say we was getting reparations, right? Mm-hmm. I want to shift it. I don't think this generation or any generation that haven't been in slavery should just be getting direct money. Just my opinion. Here's why. Because I don't think that's going to solve the problem. I think it should be a certain plan, like almost like a trust, almost like the Jewish community give their kids money and the family come and give them money, but the money have to go with a plan. So they don't just take this money home and go buy 1,000, you know what I mean, whatever. They have to come with a business plan to get this money. So they just can't, and then they just don't show the business plan to get the money. They have to go through all the steps, you know what I mean? So this money comes with conditions. I think reparations should be that way, because, you know, you talk about Martin Luther King a lot. Martin Luther King have said before he died that he believed everything he fought for was a mistake. This is something he publicly said. He believed he led the people into a burning building. We asked for jobs. We should have been asking for a lot more than jobs. So yeah, we'll give y'all mama some shit. That's how y'all want. Y'all doing all this fight for 9 to 5. come on in. Hey, brother, you're no longer over there. You're the manager because they want to be in your position. So we tricked ourselves out of the hustle. But I think now we got to fight for a little bit more. We keep on trying to ask for a piece of the pie. No, we need to be asking for the recipe.
We need to be asking for the oven.
The oven. Okay, cool. Hey, I need to know this, and I can be over here. And we can choose to coexist. And actually, everybody will make more money. It's actually a lot that we're losing just by hating each other. But I'm saying if it's just me, I wouldn't want to get a check every month of just nothing.
I think that would do more damage than it would good. And that's just real. And I think that's because of the mindset, the consumerism mindset that we're subjected to. You know, like we as a community, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the things that I wouldn't even say appeal to us, the things that are presented to us, right? And that's really what it is, because the things that are presented to you tend to appeal to you. And if we don't catch
Say that one more time.
The things that are constantly presented to you have a tendency to appeal to you. Right? And we don't realize that. You know, like what's that guy that's doing this? Jumbo
guy.
Y'all hear the song behind that? Kill niggas, murder nigga, but everybody doing that shit. But the song is talking about murder these niggas. You hear the lyrics in the song that we doing this same fucking stupid dance to? And it's catchy. It's cool, but that shit is presented to us, and every fucking person on the internet is doing that shit. And nobody realizes the implications and the impact that the message in the lyrics. We think we don't hear that shit, but that shit is, we're being subjected to it, so it's playing into our subconscious, right? And you can't imagine the amount of things that we're subjected to, the things that are presented to us that we absorb and don't realize that we absorb. And that happens to us on a daily basis because it's presented to us, so now it appeals to us. And that's what happens. Yeah. And so with the things that are presented to us, hypersexuality in the black community, all of this, what's that little dance that all the girls is doing, like that shit?
Yeah.
Like, with the way that our minds have been shaped because of the things that are presented to our people. Because if you look at other music and all, they don't do that shit. Nobody else talks about the shit that we talk about. And they be like, well, that's the reality. Why is that what we're putting out? That's not the only reality, but that seems to be the reality that's selling. And that's not by mistake either, right? That's not by mistake. There are a whole lot of aspects to black life and black community that don't seem to be...
he just went somewhere.
Don't seem to be profitable, and that's not by mistake. That's not by mistake, right? And so if we were to be given reparations right now, we get a check every month. For the majority of, I'm not gonna say the majority, a lot of black people would meet their demise as a result of that level of reparations, right? Just a blank check, empty check every month, right? Blah, 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 blah. We become even more complacent than what a lot of us already are, right? Mm-hmm. We're constantly looking for somebody with a pencil to save us. Ain't nobody gonna fucking save us, man. Nobody. None of these politicians, black or white, none of them gonna save us. They don't give a fuck. They don't. But we're conditioned again, and we've been presented with the idea that we should look forward and look up to these people every chance we get, and we vote for them, and we do all of this stuff, and we play their game, and they still do the same thing to us, you know. And it's crazy. So reparations in that form, absolutely not. I don't think that would benefit people.
Kid.
Oh, that's the truth. I mean, when they put all your leaders up and they tell you who your superheroes are, and your superheroes are telling you, "Hey, get to the polls."
It's your favorite thing right there.
Yeah, your superheroes are telling you to get straight to the polls. That's how all that shit started. I'm big on it, man. The reparation thing, I don't really too much care about. I mean, the so-called black race needs to focus on a culture. I always say this. The reason why the so-called Jew can do it the way they do it because they've always had a culture. Their culture is built like that.
I respect the so-called Jews.
Yeah, and I mean when you take ownership of people who used to be in rulership and you become ruler of them, you remove their culture. You remove who they are. You remove their identity. So once you do that, you forcing your identity. After that, you forcing your culture, your beliefs, and that's why the world is the way it is now. It's not gonna change. I mean, And black people are the most people that I know that are looking for a savior. They do need a big white man or white lady or black woman, no black man, black woman. Because don't forget what I said already. The lowest, because I get tired of woman worship.
I know exactly what you
The
mean.
lowest at the why I keep saying is it totem pole?
Totem pole.
Yeah, the lowest is the black man.
Yep.
Absolutely, the lowest. There's actually jobs out there, and I always tell people, when you see a girl do a job that's specifically for her, there is no job for the so-called black man or even really males that is specifically for them. And even more to even show that, we even have our new transgender law. You know what I'm saying? There's so much that this world has done, and that's kind of why I love it, because I've already heard about this stuff. I already seen what's about to come, and it's just time for it to come into fruition. This is the time of Babylon. Everybody already knows that. They're getting back to Rome. So this is what Rome was. Everything that's going on now. All this shaking ass and the distractions and all of that. Like you said, the Junebug song, yeah, that is a distraction. And the sad part is, black people or so-called black people control the culture around us, but have no identity. Shit is crazy.
Hey, you know what's scary about that Rome thing? The fact that we spent 2020 fighting just to get the sports back. We made sure everything stopped, but we fought tooth and nail just to get sports on.
Mm-hmm.
We made sure sports, and we know Rome went to war and kept certain gladiators out of war just so they can fight each other, just so the people can be entertained.
Also with that, whenever there was an uprising or something happened, they bring in the circus, they bring in the gladiators, they bring in the Olympic Games and stuff, and that would calm people down.
Yeah. Because if people are calm and people are entertained,
exactly,
they have a lot less time to think about what's happening to them. They have a lot less time to stew in their pain, and they have a lot less time to organize to do something about it.
Exactly.
And I just read this really weird thing. In the Romans, the gladiators, when they fought on the behalf of products. And their job in between times was to sell products.
It's no different today.
So yeah, they was walking commercials.
It is exactly the same today.
So it was walking commercials for the people. So the people was being, you know what I mean? Like this, the whole use of selling poor people things that's gonna keep them poor have been around since the beginning. That's scary. So I don't even.
It's exactly the same today. It's probably, I mean, honestly, it's worse though.
Yeah.
We just don't see it as such because the levels to which we're entertained have changed. Like, we're entertained at a moment's notice now. Before, it wasn't as accessible. You had to get yourself together, get your horse together, make sure he was fed, and travel. Now we're fucking entertained all day, every day. And what does everybody look like? Every day, all day. Fucking zombies. Every day, all day.
Somebody said that. Have we already entered in the zombie? Because how everybody walk with their phones.
I think a lot of that stuff people take too literally, and they don't understand that a lot of this stuff is a metaphor, and they don't really see the correlation. They don't see the correlation how a lot of people are just lost.
Because a lot of things, and I can be tripping, guys. Matter of fact, correct me if I'm tripping. A lot of things, when you think about it, not saying that it don't exist, but it's only mentioned because movies. Like, it's not even a thing. Like zombies. Like, just the fact that that's still like a big thing. Like unicorns. Like when you say stuff, I always think like, okay, why is like zombies always put in my head?
You ever ask the question of how did they get inspired to make those certain things?
And that's what I'm getting at. Go there. Like, that's literally that was my question was saying. Like, what is the zombie phenomenon?
I know I know I've heard it referred to as predictive programming. Isn't that correct? It's like when they constantly condition you to an idea so much through entertainment that when it actually happens, you're not so caught off guard or not so, disrupted by it, and probably will accept it, a lot more.
Like super people, anything power related
or immortality.
This is the scariest thing I have seen in a long time. 2018, I was on YouTube, on Big YouTuber, and I seen this thing they called Will Smith Destiny. This was like Will Smith going into 2030s would be the most beloved man. And he will eventually run for president or any high power where he will be over a large. And I was like, that's kind of weird because Will Smith isn't even. This 2018, yeah. Will Smith was like he was nowhere. Mm-hmm. He was like his last thing was like freaking After Earth. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, what? And 1920, he gets the first big deal on freaking Instagram. He have a deal to be on Instagram.
He been on Instagram hard.
Exactly, the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden got the show, he's giving money out, he made up with people. He's like right now he's doing his thing. But I'm saying
it's a public relations, like they're positioning him.
Oh my God, it's scary.
Could you ever imagine when you were watching The Terminator that he would be the governor of California? Think about how crazy that is. Think about how crazy that is.
Words in his movies.
I mean, think about the fact that Ronald Reagan was an actor.
The actor?
Was an actor, right? That's think about it. Puppets. They're all puppets, man. They are. Donald fucking Trump was the president? Come on, man. If you told me that 10 years ago, I'd have laughed at you.
The guy from 5 Heartbeats, he said this. This is actually an interview. The light-skinned guy with the chin.
Yeah. He
said that he was paid handsome amount to walk and talk and to teach Barack Obama in '99 how to be this person.
Yeah,
he has, but this is his words. He was on the interview.
They are all actors, bro. They are all it's like you worked in a restaurant before. I've worked in a restaurant. You've worked in a restaurant before. I think.
Ooh,
have you worked in a restaurant?
Right.
So check this out.
That's dope.
Check this out. Every table that I serve, I know deep down they must know that I don't cook the food. They must know that. They must understand that. Everybody that I've ever served at the table, they must know that I don't make the fucking alcoholic beverages, right?
Yeah.
They know that I don't control the floor of the restaurant or how busy it is or anything in between. The only thing I control is the experience that we're having right here and right now, how I treat you.
I'm the middleman.
Right? But guess what? When something get fucked up or when the kitchen lose your order or your drink come out weak or don't come out at all or your food take an hour and a half, who they gonna blame?
Me?
Yeah, the server, right? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're the representation.
You're the face of that experience, right? The way that this world is run is no different. I mean, otherwise it would be absurd for us to believe that we could actually have
I
fucking...
get what you just did. Oh, you just blew me. Hey, that was hard.
Donald Trump, like, come on.
When you have a company, what do you know what I'm saying? Because he going right there. You got to think about what is a person in a company is called. Who's running? He's the president of the company.
Oh,
he doesn't own it. He's the president.
Yeah.
He's the face of it.
But he's not the owner. The CEO is not even the owner of the company, but he's the face of the company. Mm-hmm. So that way the people who really run shit can just sit back and never see. We don't even see the people that's really running shit. We don't see them. We don't know who they are. We don't see them.
So if this, okay. We're getting to some meat and potatoes, good people. All right, so we don't see these people. Because that's what I want to know. Who's in charge and what do that look like?
Well, I mean, they do leave their stamps. They do leave trademarks. I mean, look at your public education system.
Look at your dollar bills.
I get what I'm saying. Is these humans?
I don't know what you want to call those. That part I can't go too deep in. I ain't gonna lie to you about that. That's a whole nother shit.
All right, so we on. Okay, so we
I can't even prove that.
Okay, all right. I just want to see what we all in the same room.
This right here.
I just wanted to make sure.
This is called 2045 Avatar Milestone. I don't know if anybody ever seen this before. And it says Avatar A.
Love you too, Lola.
In 2015 through 2020, a robotic copy of a human body remotely controlled via BCI. In 2020 through 2025, an avatar with a human brain is transplanted at the end of one's life. Have y'all noticed this stuff been starting?
Mm-hmm.
anything they do, they lay it out.
So like movie wise, when they be trying to.
So that one day when you finally see or hear that they have transplanted somebody's consciousness into a machine, we won't be so we be impressed by it instead of fearful of it. We'll be more impressed and excited about it, right?
Like
it's the way, like, for example, LiDAR, right? We're excited about these iPhones and shit. They got LiDAR. You know what that shit is?
Now, what is LiDAR?
The new LiDAR sensors on the back of the new iPhones.
I don't even know that.
I mean, basically what it does, the way they bring it to you, right, is they say that, it makes AR gaming and all of that shit possible for us to play games on the table, and I can have characters running around on this table, and it's cool, right?
Oh,
that's a thing?
Yeah, it's augmented reality where I could through my phone, I could be playing a game and I could have my characters on the table fighting, and him and I could be playing the same game, but and it can be on this table. We can do that today, right now. If we downloaded the right shit, the right app, he and I could both be playing a game. Let's say it's Mortal Kombat, something we all know. He could be Raiden, I could be fucking Sub-Zero, and they be fighting right here on the fucking table. And because we're on the phone, we can both see them, and that's made possible by LiDAR. Right, it's a sensor. Essentially, all it does is it maps out your environment. Whoa, what did I say? It maps out the fucking environment, right? And it also has the capability to talk to other LiDAR devices. And now you have a system where we have enough fucking, hey, what's up? What's up? What up?
I just heard y'all in here capping. I had to interrupt.
Yeah.
Women don't understand. Why can't y'all respond to me? Because we on the show.
But now what I really got is a blueprint of everywhere that you go. Not only do I see where you are, now I have a map. I have an actual physical blueprint of every environment that you're in. I can literally see if you got shit in your pockets. I can see that there's something on your table. I can tell everything that's going on. Because it's crazy, but
they talking about this backlighting thing.
LiDAR sensors, but they sell it to you. They sell it to you. They sell it to you. It's on the new iPhone. It's on the iPhone.
So you can hear what people talking about.
No. It's essentially what it is. It's a technology that allows for augmented reality, and that's basically what it does. Is it maps out your environment using light sensors, and it says so this is further away from here. So this must be. It can literally map out the space here, and it's there's something here, and it's shaped like this, and then this must be a wall, and there's something on this wall shaped like this. That's a TV, and it actually will map out this entire environment. You got to watch the videos on it, bro. You can literally take it and you can go around somebody's car, and the sensor will literally recreate that car on your phone, and you have a digital imagery of somebody's car or a person. You can do it right now.
So basically, if you want to put a hit out on somebody, that's the perfect way to do it.
I don't know if they're doing it like that.
No, don't entertain that.
Somebody doing it, but
hey, can you remove your mask?
It's just crazy because I mean, a lot of the things that are taking away our freedom.
I just want you to wear that mask.
A lot of the things that are clearly taking away our freedoms, we're begging for it. Is what I'm saying. We're begging for it. We're begging for it, man. And we don't realize that we're begging for it. But we ask for it. We want it. We're purchasing. We're spending our money on it. We're spending our money on it. Yeah.
By what? By just keep buying these phones, or
by buying all of this stuff, everything. By us giving our. Do you know your attention is for sale?
Yep. It is.
Your attention is for sale, and the only reason that works is because we continue to say, well, I have to have my phone. I feel naked without my phone, right? But like I just said earlier, I simply mentioned the photo booth. I didn't Google it or anything. And all of a sudden, I got all these ads because my attention is for sale. Somebody sold my attention. Somebody sold, the moment, that moment in time when I had a want or a desire. Somebody sold that information to somebody else, and it's valuable. Your attention is for sale at all times. Otherwise, they wouldn't be putting these ads out like they do. Your attention is for sale, and the more we buy into it, the more we constantly spend on the phone, the more that we Instagram, the more that we do all of this stuff, it simply reinforces the idea that this is okay. The fact that we are on social media like we are, and the fact that we put all our business out there, and this is how I bet you talk to some people on social media more than you talk to them in person, period.
Yeah.
That's true.
And they know that. And they know that that's the way things are going. But now, like I said earlier, you can't say what you want to say. My man said he got a freaking message. Like that's creepy.
Got you a little DM.
Me?
You know what I'm saying? Like when you said earlier, you got a DM because you posted the wrong stuff.
Oh yeah. They told me they was gonna shut me down. They did it. It is what it is.
Alright, man. I ain't been. Our show gonna last for 6 episodes and a movie. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into something.
Hey.
Later McLaterson.
Miss Laterson.
It's not a problem you being late. I'm
No,
just
it
still
is a
tripping.
problem.
I'm tripping. I mean,
It is
that's
a
a problem.
problem. The
But I'm
traffic,
saying I'm
guys.
tripping over the text.
Oh man.
Why ain't y'all responding?
I know. I was having an anxiety attack, y'all. I was in traffic. It's Saturday. I did not expect Wednesday traffic on a Saturday.
You took the time to make sure your drink
but I'm
matches
here.
your hair.
Yeah, it matches. But I'm here and I feel great.
Okay, as long as you feel great.
I feel great, and I hate that I'm late because that means if I'm late, I missed out on all you guys' greatness.
The conditions of BS.
I sound like I'm full of bullshit.
Nah, I'm just
It's
talking.
cool, it's cool.
I'm joking.
I'll be full of bullshit.
Alright,
I'll be
daily.
bullshit.
What's going on with them daily gems?
Okay, well, Daily Gems, I am running very late today. So, when I was in the car, see, I'm going to save all the real good stuff for next week. But what I realized was, while I was sitting in traffic, I said, I'm going to give you guys something, Gems. In our lives, we have foot traffic. We have a lot of people that come in our lives. That's going to stay that way until you die. So you're going to have people that want something out of you, that need something out of you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have people that hate you. You're going to have people that studying you so you can be duplicated. It's all kinds of different realms that, foot traffic will creep into. And what you got to realize is the main way to deal with that foot traffic is to have self-respect. And what I mean by self-respect is staying in tune and aligned so that you can feel the frequency of things that don't feel right. Your body won't lie to you. Your mind won't lie to you. Nothing of you will lie to you. So if it feels forced, if you feel like you pushing it, if you feel like you confused, if it comes with anything other than the positivity, then 9 times out of 10, there's something that you need to reconnect with or reevaluate. So the traffic, just because there's traffic, if I'm on 285, just because there's a whole bunch of cars on the highway don't mean I'm going to jump in all of them. You got to pick and choose. Be selective of the energy you allow in your path because it can easily put you backwards. You get what I'm saying? You'll find yourself in a trap of procrastination. You'll become very stagnant. You'll become very mediocre. There's a lot of things that will eventually you'll start to deteriorate from the inside trying to create somebody that you thought. A lot of times in our foot traffic, we get attached to expectations. The people that come and go, you got to let stuff go. You got to let stuff go because that's the only way you're going to elevate. You can't ask God to increase your territory, but yet ask him to water it down. You know what I'm saying? You can't say,
hey, yo, Daily.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say change me no matter what it take. And then when he give you that what it take, you be like, nah, I wasn't ready for that. Nah, you asked to be moved to higher territory. So you're going to have to let go of yourself. You get what I'm saying? And the people that no longer serve you. All the woulda, coulda, shouldas that most of us exhaust ourselves living in, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. Just let it go. Because guess what? When you let it go, you let it flow, you let it grow.
Man, that just gave me chills. Cause that's exactly what I was just talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, be great.
No. I'm going to tell you why that one, I don't know what you went through, but was so powerful. I'm going to stop, image, go. Do your thing.
That was exactly
That's
what
crazy.
I needed to hear.
That's
Right.
crazy.
That was exactly what I needed to hear.
God work like that. Like,
That
you'll
was
get
exactly what I
confirmation.
needed to hear.
Hey, yo, Daily.
Real talk.
Wow, bro.
Simplified.
Confirmation.
Simplified,
And to all
right?
my gyms out there, I
Damn.
just walked in, so I don't even know what the fellas was talking about. So obviously, if it's aligned to what they were discussing, this was to be. So pay attention to your third eye. Pay attention to them other
Don't
six.
start that third out junk.
I'm gonna get kid money.
No,
started
no,
with
no.
third eye.
No, but I really feel what you saying though. Like, and then I really appreciate the verbiage that you used. The word that you used was energy.
Yes.
And that's what I think a lot of people don't give enough credit to how real energy is. That's all we are anyway. We are all energy, and the way that we choose to spend, because you have to imagine it like currency, right? Energy is currency. Sometimes it's one of the most valuable pieces of currency that we have. You know, and people don't believe energy is real, but then I always say you in traffic and somebody cuts you off and gives you the finger at 8 a.m. in the morning, right? You spend the rest of your day fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
For what?
For traffic.
Because somebody passed that energy on to you. They didn't have to touch you. They didn't have to. You didn't have to hear him actually speak. It was just a transaction that lasted that long. And energy is so powerful that you kept that with you for the rest of the day. Energy is fucking contagious.
Yeah, that's real.
Facts.
Wow.
So I appreciate.
No lie. Like, I've realized that, you know, I'm a type of person, like, I'm a hard giver, hard lover, hard everything. And in my head, when I think something's supposed to go a certain way, I'm going to go hard until I get those results. But what my reality check these days, I've realized that it don't matter what you want. You can want it all day, but is that what you need? You get what I'm saying? So I had to just stop being so superficial and feel like things supposed to go the way I wanted it to go. And when I felt so free when I just was like, fuck it. Like, excuse my French, but it's so much liberation in that. Because all that means is I surrender. You get what I'm saying? I give up to my expectations. When we let go of our expectations, we get what we deserve. You do. Trust me. You think God is small to the point he'll love you and only give you what you want? No. He gonna give you surpass what you thought. So I'm finding my peace in that. And I just feel great.
Expectation. That's deep.
Daily, man, stop playing, man.
I like the thunderstorms.
Stop playing, man. Stop playing. That's what Kid Money, man. What's going on, man?
Shoot. You guys are giving me great energy.
Energy.
You know? Shoot. I do want to say, I'm actually gonna go ahead and finish something that I kind of already started because I knew it's probably gonna translate over to next week.
Finish getting us canceled.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going ahead and finish this little NASA wrap up. All right. I do want to go into something called Operation Paperclip. All right. This is something that's documented. You guys can go look up. It's when we went and got a bunch of basically the German scientists and whatnot. We got a guy by the name of Werner von Braun, who was pretty much the father of space. He created something called NASA, pretty much, or they created NASA, and he was pretty much like the director. There was a person, because NASA was linked with Disney. People don't know that though, but NASA was linked with Disney hard because they needed to create what was going on. So they called in one special guy who made this movie called Eyes Wide Shut. You guys go look that up. Eyes Wide Shut is it got him killed. This movie got him killed. And
is that with Tom Cruise?
Movie out.
Yeah, it came out like
years ago.
90s.
So it's on Netflix.
No.
That one.
Oh, okay.
Not that one. But so his name is Stanley Kubrick. Before Stanley Kubrick died, he had gave something called his confession. This isn't in writing. This is in video. So you see his face and everything. And he admitted that, and I gotta look at the quote. The quote is real. I'm sorry. Hold on, give me 1 second. Damn, did I get it?
Oh, you got them notes.
Hell yeah.
Got them notes.
Jesus. He got them notes in class.
Come on, brother.
In the beginning of his confession, this is what he says. He says, I want to talk to you. It's about a movie I made, but no one knows they've seen it. That was his quote in the beginning of what his confession was.
No one knows what.
He want to talk to the person, the interviewer, about a movie that he made that no one knows that they've already seen. And that name of that movie was called the NASA Space Walk. And he created that movie. So when you see them jumping and all that on, Stanley Kubrick created that.
Hold on. But when did they go to the moon? I thought it was like
All that add
in
up.
the 60s, though, right? They go to the moon.
Walt Disney, all of them was a part of that. So
But
whenever
Stanley
that was.
Stanley Kubrick died, what, like mid-90s? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure that.
But no, I mean he was absolutely a part of it.
So he was out.
Yeah, he created it.
Stanley Kubrick was alive that long?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said the reason why he gave his confession is because it's an artist. When you're an artist and you create something so amazing,
You want your credit.
you want your credit. And he couldn't take credit for it. So he said it bothered him. It actually pretty much killed was it not Buzz Aldrin? Lance Armstrong is his name.
No.
Damn, Neil. I'm tripping. It pretty much hunted Neil. So he was like, that's the reason why, he even admitted that's the reason why when we came back from space, you see the astronauts looking the way they look. Now I also want to give this little quote.
They did look there horrible.
Yeah, I mean, because they, what they told Neil was, we couldn't go now, but we got you in a couple of years. When those couple of years kept going by and by and by, you see about 10 years, 20 years go by, and it was Buzz Aldrin next, basically, because he also claimed he didn't go. There was, you see the little interview with the little girl, and then she asked why we haven't been to the moon, and he says that probably because we never went. You know, and that was him. He's an astronaut. Now this is right here. I want to give y'all something else, just this little piece, and I'm done. There was an astronaut too. And these astronauts go through a lot because they don't realize what they go through. I know people say, why they just don't say anything? Well, there was one guy who did say something. They put him in a hyperbolic chamber or something like that, cut the vent on, and he died. They basically sent the message to all astronauts. They said it was an accident.
So what the hell is, like, hold on, so if you don't go out of space, an astronaut is what?
They're nothing. They're actors at that
No,
point.
I'm saying, I guess I'm petty enough to say, damn, why they got like a nice fancy name? Then they got a nice name. I would like for like an astronaut to be a regular person, but it's not. It's a person that go out of space, and you tell them they don't exist.
Yeah.
I feel cheated.
Exactly. And they're $1 billion company.
I'm talking about we stand together.
Now, see, this is one astronaut by the name of Clark McClelland. And I don't know what he's seen, but something told him, or entity, or whatever he's seen wherever. But this is an astronaut. He said, I am a celestial. Every person on Earth, except for the black race, are celestial beings. They have been saying this in science. Mm-hmm. There's such a thing called Neanderthals. We're not Neanderthals.
What is? Hold on.
Yeah.
Black people are the original. That's what he says too. He says they were made before life, and they are the original owners of the earth. They were the first race here.
Black people.
People.
Who said that?
A white astronaut by the name of Clark McClelland, and they also killed him too, I think.
And then he said Neanderthals
are white people.
Neanderthals.
Majority white people. They're all white people.
Those are cavemen.
Not human though.
Yeah.
It's not of the human race.
They're not.
Really?
We are. They're not. They're a mixture.
You can look that up.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, while we have similar DNA and while we can procreate, that would be like a mountain lion and a house cat. You know what I mean? Like that might not be the best analogy for it, but we're definitely not the same species though.
And even to piggyback off what he said,
Really?
You see how we sit in this room and nothing happens, and we good in here because this environment was made for us. There's a certain group of people, because the sun is made for us and the moon is made for us. The moon and the sun damages them because they weren't made for this earth, technically.
So you saying we're made for the earth?
Yeah, created for it.
Of the earth.
And the word
Oh yeah, we
also
definitely
to
about to
let y'all
spend
know.
6 weeks on this.
They always ask, why does the Bible say, because I always get like a lot of African people, getting on me. They love fucking with me. But they were saying, why is it that the Bible says that we're gods? And people have to understand the meaning of God in Hebrew tense. God means judge. We're judges of the earth, all of us. So even, we have dominion over the earth. That's the reason we're the builders and the founders.
So like we're the little G.
Yeah, we're the little G's. So when I'm always bringing this up. I'm gonna say it again every single time.
Some people confuse the little G for.
Well, they don't confuse it. Shit, they just. Oh, you talking about like that? I thought you about talking about African people.
No. I'm just trying to be careful with our content.
We ain't with no slime.
Hey, see what I'm saying? The slime.
No slime like.
People saying slime. See, all this is confusing. So I'm saying, hold on. So, wow.
And this is real. Everything that I'm saying, you can go and look up.
So they saying that basically, white people is not of the human race.
I mean, even in the book that I read, it says it. The Bible says it.
So what are they?
They're an offshoot. They're a hybrid.
So they're synthetic gas and synthetic oil. That's why.
I mean, I'm just like
So white people, when you get an oil change, black people, we the unleaded oil, we the regular oil. And
Oh, you talking about
unleaded
gas?
is not.
That's not
She's
no
talking
oil,
about
that's
gas.
gas. All right, never mind. I ain't no damn mechanic.
We the regular gas.
Hey, yo, I'm a shade tree mechanic.
We the regular
Thank
gas.
you. That's definitely clip value right there. That is clip value right there.
Shade tree.
Help me out. Hold on, man. I'm interested. I'm sorry. I know we're gonna have to talk about this more, but so there.
And I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more off of that. Remember, I was telling
Gotcha.
y'all that Warner Von Braun was the guy who basically kind of founded NASA and whatnot. Remember, I just told y'all that Stanley Kubrick admitted that footage that you see in NASA's footage, he created that footage, and he's a movie director, so he created it. Of course, he got killed for that. Warner Von Braun, when he found out everything that was happening, he was keeping his mouth closed, but he was telling this one white lady. She went out and they're called deathbed confessions. So they basically, everybody has them, even Hitler.
Yeah.
So
Hold on, you just can't throw that one out.
I'm gonna tell you about that one. But
Oh
when it
my
comes,
God!
when it
I'm
comes,
a history buff, so this guy got me.
and this stuff you can always look up. But when it comes to Warner Von Braun, he left on his tombstone, and I actually took a picture of it real quick. To you, it's crazy. This is crazy. He left this on his tombstone. This is Warner Von Braun's tombstone. And y'all see right there, this is a guy who wasn't a big believer of God or nothing, but he put Psalms 19:1. The reason why, because when they tried to, there's something called Operation Fishbowl. Y'all need to look at this too. When the government do stuff, they put it out. So they were shooting missiles up to try to hit whatever is up there, because missiles can't go too far, they go over the water. So the reason why he put Psalms 19:1 is because of this right here. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. That's what is on his tombstone. So basically, he's letting you know there is a dome.
Firmament, yeah.
Yeah, we can't get out. We're locked in there. There's no leaving this shit. And they've all admitted it.
What you planning on leaving?
Is it a
No, what you playing?
I thought it was like nothing.
So they say essentially like what they're saying. Well, the reason why you can't get into Antarctica is with Antarctica that you.
Oh, is it legal? Yeah.
Yeah,
you
yes,
can't get
yes,
into
yes.
Antarctica.
Ain't that weird? That's weird how we have.
Are you about to make a point?
I'm saying, but I'm just
No, I'm
reinforcing.
sorry.
I'm saying like this. I've heard some of the same stuff. Like I that's why he makes me want to go even deeper into a lot of stuff that I be looking into, because
That means there's going to be a part two of like E Major come back on the show.
or like, is there really truth to this stuff? But I mean, like, it makes sense though. Why would they make it so hard? Why would it be such a big deal?
See, the conspiracy is
If-
the
Would it be?
truth.
Hold on.
For
Yeah.
Antarctica, like you can't. It's illegal. Why?
Exactly.
Why?
Hold on,
And
Lord.
it's
If
visible on the map.
y'all can put it together for me, like what? So what
is
is it about? And so what is it about that have to do with the dome?
Oh man, let me. Yeah, it's gonna add up in a minute.
Okay.
So
I'm interested.
you know how people say the flat Earths thing, right?
Yeah.
And they say, "Oh, well, we would just go off the edge." Technically, no. If you look at what water is, right? If water is sitting like that, that means it's leveled, right? So all of our water sits like what? Our water doesn't do this.
Yeah.
So I'm just going a little deep, and I'm with it. So with that being said, okay, we have Antarctica. It's not the way it looks on the globe. It's actually a layer of ice that goes around the world.
The entire world. Yeah.
Okay. So we're getting somewhere. So y'all saying Antarctica is not a continent at the bottom of the globe. You're
goes
saying
around
it's a
everything.
It's a
It's a
barrier.
big ice
a barrier
wall.
of ice
Mhm.
that surrounds us all.
And keeps us in.
So
So the
it's not
firmament
even
is
a.
not even.
So it's not even a.
So is that the firmament?
Hold on. So
Firmament is the
Firmament
dome,
is the dome.
that goes over top.
So the ice
top.
ain't the dome.
The ice is just a barrier around.
so Antarctica isn't a place then.
You,
Because like on the globe, it look like it's just like a.
That's another thing. The map, the way that they depict things on the map is
It's
completely
different.
inaccurate.
Why the world? Hold on, AR.
you put countries.
How you gonna bring up the damn globe in this conversation like that will be the most accurate thing?
It's the reason why Europe is the biggest, which is not.
Yeah, which
Not
is
true.
true, and it's upside down. Like it's what I was taught.
Everything, including evolution, is race based. Evolution is race based. Think about this right here. Remember, I just told you who the original people was. When you look at evolution back then, there used to be what? A monkey, a white man with a spear afterwards. Think about that. A monkey first. That's where we come from. That's what they say. Who's the monkey? So when they show you in evolution, when they show you you coming from a monkey and then a person, and then you grow into a person of structure, like a smart person, like a businessman.
They said they was already
That's
there.
that. Matter of fact, it's on DG wall right there, the evolution chart.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying. Basically, you're the monkey they came from. They evolved from you. Monkey. That's why we call it monkeys too. So it's just real. Everything is race based. Evolution is race. Evolution isn't real. A sense of evolution isn't real. Darwin's evolution isn't real. There is stuff that can show evolution in a way. But yeah, a lot of this stuff go deep, man, bro.
So when they say it's a dome around the Earth, are they saying somebody put the dome there, or that's just how the Earth is made?
The Earth has layers of a dome. You ever seen Saturn?
Yes.
Each one of these planets has a reflection. People don't know this, but when you look at the moon reflects the Earth. What you're seeing on there that looks like dark patches are not dark patches. Those are continents that are reflected. So when you look up, you can see parts of Africa on the moon. It looks like dark spaces, but I can show you it. There's actually a map of the moon.
So we don't even know what the moon looked like.
You can't see. Why have we never seen the other side of the moon?
Facts.
You could never see it. Personally, when you get past the other side of the moon, what they call the ether is the reason why you see the moon where it's like translucent one side right here. It's at a point of the ether. It's in something. So basically something's cutting it, or what do you call it? There's a level, like basically going through the firmament like this. But
It's the same thing with the sun.
Another thing I always think about too, how
My
they say the Earth is round and it spins millions of miles
impossible.
per hour, right? Have you ever been to amusement park and you get on that little cyclorama?
Pills, what's up?
What happens when
Tell.
any object? What happens when something is holding on to an object and that object is spinning fast?
You have to clench even more,
What happens? It throws it off.
bro. You
That-
have to
that's-
clench.
We
Yeah.
can prove that. We can prove that, right? I can definitely prove that. Any science experiment, you take something and you attach it and you spin it real fast. Everything that's on, let's take a ball,
Goes
dip
off.
the ball in water,
Yeah, they say
spin the ball
gravity.
real fast. What happens to the water?
And you know what I
Flies
ask
off,
scientists? I say, how fast do you have to go for you not to feel it?
Yeah.
How fast do you have to go where, okay, we're almost there, and then, okay, now we're so fast we don't even feel it.
We don't even feel that we're spinning at millions of miles.
Millions of miles though,
Really?
and we're wobbling at that. That's what they
crazy,
say.
but we don't notice that.
How can you not?
That's absurd. That's absurd for you to ask me to believe that.
And I mean,
Except-
I'm a simple guy. I'm not the most, hard hitting weed in the dispensary.
Aw, so you submit.
Yeah, I'm just submit. I'm submit, which makes me very relatable. And what I'm saying is, you feel that these guys right here is intelligent. I just like love just soaking these guys' brains up. I know me. I'm a man that want to always be as like all humans. You want to be revered. You want to be loved. And you want to be put on a pedestal. So if I got outside the earth and I was okay with my humans, we all got some type of God complex, whether we like it or not, or know it or not. We got some type of. We don't all feel like people should bow to us, but we all want to be greater than what we are. And people that don't have those, I just feel that way. Even you can take a homeless guy. When he asks for $1, he feel like you should give him that $1. He don't see no other way. So we all got, complex, that's just humans. But if you take me outside this earth, and I was like able to see on this whole earth, and I know with my brain, I always want to be ahead. That's just human nature. I'll figure out some type of way to live there. Mm-hmm. I just know that would have been like 20 years. I mean, I just know that's not me. I'm not the most intelligent person in the world. I know that would be, whoever would do that would have been like, hey man, I can live here and be way above people. But that never happened. So that, and I know that don't make sense, but that kind of confirmed to me that I don't think nobody ever got out there. Like, I don't think you can go and discover that, then leave it alone.
Yeah, for 20 years.
Yeah. Like, I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can.
But they say
discover.
they left cameras over there somewhere.
Well, even I don't. Yeah, that don't make sense to me.
They asked the question of and another thing that pissed Buzz Aldrin off so much is because he was supposed to be the guy to say one small step for, and that's what pissed him off so much. That's the reason why he kind of talking a little bit.
JFK said it.
Yeah. Well, what's his name? Armstrong. Neil Armstrong said it instead. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, when you go and you start looking at stuff and you start learning about electromagnetics. And you start learning that people are made of electricity and shit. You start learning that the moon and the sun follow each other in a sense, and it's magnetic. You start learning about Tesla. Start learning that there is free power, and that's the reason why a lot of people fight over stuff is because of power. Yeah.
Hold on, what?
A lot of stuff. Remember what they said about oil? There's a limited supply. There is not.
There's not. The oil is a naturally replenishing.
I always felt that way.
Thing that happens in the earth naturally. But they'll make you believe that it's
taught you that though.
Yes.
They said it was made from things and like when do it.
So when they raise the price, you'll say, okay, it was hard to come by. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not.
It's not.
We constantly make it. The earth. That's something that the earth does naturally. It naturally lubricates itself.
Yep.
And it's constantly being replenished. But they don't want you to know that. And just like he's saying, there was a guy who proved the theory of free energy, free renewable energy.
Yes.
But guess who would suffer as a result of that? If you gave energy away for free and nobody had to pay for it, all of these major corporations would suffer.
Yep.
They would suffer big, and they refuse to let that happen. And they would rather destroy the planet with all the fossil fuels and everything else because they know that they're profiting from something than to give it away for free because they know it makes the world a better place.
So we over here talking about some buying land when these people got their hands in so much they would never go broke. We ain't talking about some generational wealth, but it's the families that's connected to the connected getting paid off, and you never gonna stop.
But you kind of be wondering why, right? Well, you have to look at it. Remember I was telling you about that.
That's what been over the earth is all.
Goes with that.
Yeah.
When you know your time is limited, when you know that you have a recessive trait, when you know that your family line technically can't thrive, you have to keep that wealth because you guys are really the people. If you guys get a hint or a sniff about what's going on, it's bad after that point.
So what about this question? Somebody said wasn't, and I don't even know if this relevant. Somebody said wasn't Tesla trying to create free energy?
Yep.
And then died once he got really close.
Yep. No, he
didn't
got
die.
it. He found it.
He didn't die.
Yeah, he didn't die. Actually, the nigga, the one who took his who took all his patent and all his stuff, his name is Donald Trump's senior.
Yeah,
Donald Trump's uncle.
Donald Trump senior, Donald Trump uncle. Boom.
The one who wrote who was at the time where they wrote the book about Donald Trump being president afterwards.
So
You heard it.
Tesla got his stuff stolen?
Yeah, when he died, they sent people in there to figure because they couldn't just take his stuff and they not how to use it. You have to know people that know how to use it. Trump's uncle was a scientist and stuff, so he knew how to do it. He seen how to create power. That's why you got the dude. Damn, that shit is fucked up. They said there's a guy who's gonna be the first guy to touch Mars in a book. His name was gonna be Elon Musk, which is Elon Musk now, who's aiming for Mars. So Elon Musk, basically, he has a lot of the patents, and it fluctuates. I'm not gonna say he's using free power, but he knows he can, and that's how Tesla is built. It's a power source.
That was Okay, so I have a question and I have a statement. I'm gonna get rid of the statement first. Maybe these, because what I'm keep trying to grasp my brain around is what do the top do? Because money don't mean that to these people. So I guess being the elite have to be all these things that they charge everybody else for, having the knowledge to know that you don't need to pay for them. Like, just think about that. Like, you just going about life with free and unlimited energy. And my question is, if we just said that the Earth have a dome around it, how are we still considering Mars? Is it just a ploy to get more people to fund it, or?
Yeah, you get people to fund it.
Because like this stuff can't exist. Shout out to Dex, and we also got we also wrapping it up. But if you can wrap up with that, and we can get everybody to touch on their points. I'm sorry we went over, but man, this is like, I love the conversations.
You kind of wondering why people don't know about the dome?
No. I'm wondering why we still trying to go, why we still talking about Mars. Because if there's a dome around it, just taking the pitch, it can't be other planets, right?
Let's just say I'm here and my uncle owns the building, right?
Okay.
He owns the building, so I don't pay rent. But if I make you know that, I can't charge you in a good way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
You'll start asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how NASA is. If you know these things, I can't charge y'all at that point.
I got it.
So when you hear
so they create these
trying
planets
to go to the moon, it's stuff that's already been tried and failed. At that point, they kind of they had to usher in somebody to basically make it up, and that should show you. Even if anybody ever know about witchcraft, there's something called the holly tree. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get Hollywood. So Hollywood is witchcraft for the masses.
Really?
Yes. They teach you this. That's why every single thing that comes on TV, you think that it has to be real in a sense. It's like, or something that can't ever happen. That's how they do things. And I always try to tell people there's a left-hand side of things, there's a right-hand side of things. So it's very, very weird with the way the world works. But movies does not mean fake. Movies technically means when you're ready, in a sense. Just like what's buddy name? Remember I was telling you Denzel Washington. Every movie he was doing, he had the chip inside of him. So they're getting you ready for it. Born Identity, getting you ready for it.
You said every movie that who?
Every movie he was doing, like them two or three movies he did, he had like the AI, what's the name, chip inside of him.
Who?
Denzel Washington. Remember the movie where he runs out, he got on like pink slippers and all of that, but people were looking for him, they can find him basically, or something like that. I can't remember the name of it.
You said 3 movies he had?
It's like 2 or 3. I gotta look at the name of it, but it's like,
I remember movies with that, but I just don't remember Denzel having a movie.
I can't remember what it was, but he had like a pink robe on running.
See, and you have said it before. I don't never remember Denzel Washington. Not my guy Denzel.
I'm gonna have to go back and look, cause that was as close as they tried to get him with that damn.
I'm gonna look. I'm looking at.
They call it programming for. They call it a program for a reason.
Yeah.
Like like the language is not even unclear. It's a program.
Yeah.
Program.
Tell Live Vision program.
God damn, I love. Do you guys, last one right here, and then feel free to make your closing statements. Do you guys feel like these Neanderthals? I can never say that word right. The white people. Do y'all feel like they recycle? Do you feel like they're people recycling these? I don't even know if we can say souls, but do you feel like these are like the same people coming back in different? Because I always get infatuated with the time of it. You got people like in 1930s, these scientists or these people in power that's putting things together, but like these people die. So these people put things together that's gonna come into fruition, but they don't get to see it.
They cool with that. They are cool with that. It's called. But the reason why they're cool with that is called the Great Work.
This is what I was talking about last episode when we was in there.
Exactly.
Thank you. Okay, go.
Does this go into what you guys saying? Because he said somebody on my live.
If that freaking question is stupid, I'm gonna find you.
All right, let's find it. Let's see. Hope it ain't stupid.
Go ahead.
It say, think about it like this: the Alien Insurrection Act was passed after the Roswell situation. The law basically states you cannot speak upon aliens in media unless it's called science fiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
Okay, you ain't stupid. He finna come find you.
All right, so talk to me about that one right quick. The people, the great work.
Oh, yeah, it's called The Great Work. They're all a part of it. You know, it's a Freemason thing. But it's The Great Work. Another thing is people don't know something about how to what's the word? How to change a generation. It takes 15 years. That's why you go through a school system.
I read that. Yep. It
takes 15 years to change a generation. So you
I
have to
Dick
do
Gregory
it
said
in that much time. It's a time frame. They can't do nothing in a year. It literally is some things they go based off 20 years, 15 years. And they have to do it that way. Like when y'all ask questions of when did it start coming fashionable to have men walking around with purses? Well, there was a 15-year gap over that you probably didn't notice of it just coming in easily. They put it on TV. And just like with the mask, because that's how you got to learn how media works. Media can turn anything into a plague. Just like with the mask, they turn it where it's social engineering, where if you don't have it, you are not helping out the people. Yeah. You know, you're being selfish. So they can, when they see that works with certain things, they start issuing in other things. Okay, so what if everybody gets the vaccine? Now everybody's vaccinated. You don't got the vaccine. Now what you look like? A plague. You know what I'm saying? They're good at this shit. And a lot of it is depopulating. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And the people that they mostly want to depopulate is you. We are the biggest threat to a lot of stuff if we wake up. And it's not meant for us to wake up. It's meant for us to be judged. I hate to say it like that. I always got to say this to my people out there. I'm not in a religion. I'm not in a fraternity. I'm not in nothing like that. I'm only just going based off what I seen is fact. Like, everything that I see now is starting to become fact. And even when I go more into it, I want people to start looking, because I bring a lot of stuff about the Bible. People got to look at the Bible not as a religious book. You look at it as a history book. I never looked at it into a religious sense. It's a history book. Because if any type of history in there wasn't true, we wouldn't see it today. So, the Freemasons, I told everybody that they're called the Templars, right? Whose temple is it? It's the Temple of Solomon. Solomon is in the book. Why are the greatest world's people worshiping Solomon and Anubis and Osiris? All these Kemetic people, the Africans. You know, there's certain little G gods that came down here. They call them watchers or whatever. You can call them whatever you want to. Stars. There was a book talking about stars. They're angelic beings that are wheels, basically, and they have little, what we call angels in them. When you hear the word angel, you probably think about pagan angels. When you see those little fat white babies with wings and shit, those are cherubims and shit. Those are fake. The angels that be described like in certain books are wheels. They're made of, you know, what we see as stars. And if you go look at a star it shows you waves. Like even the moon has a wave, a lunar wave that goes over it. Anything that has a wave like that is either electrical or water. So it's a lot, bro. Everything up there is down here. God, okay. I wish I can erase that because that sounds too occultic because they're going to say as above, so below. So everything that is up there is, we're the physical personification of everything up there. We're the physical part. Just like he said, which kind of makes sense, which is technically like your simulation. There's people up there that are the angelic version of you, in a sense. I know it's kind of weird.
Yeah, man. Just know we're diving more into that. I'm not letting that one go. Hey, guys. I
can't say it's a fact. I'm just giving it.
No, we're going to talk about it, brother. We're going to talk about it, man. Anything that you would like to close into, my guy?
Oh, no. I have enjoyed this story. I have enjoyed this.
And you know, as you know what I mean, a very close and near and dear friend of mine, I appreciate you coming out. And you know what I tell you all the time. Anytime you're ready to take this trip, I'm just a text, call, DM away.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bro, my schedule fishing up. I just need to come and just get some thoughts off. And it's nothing.
Oh, definitely.
This door is always open.
Word.
Always.
Yes, sir.
Just as long as you know that. Miss Daly, anything that you would like to add or close with?
You know, I was just going to say, just make sure you don't dwell in stagnation. Don't procrastinate. Keep flowing.
Like it, Daily. Like it a lot.
Hey, yo, Daily. yo, David.
Kid, is there anything? I don't even think I want to go to you. Kid, is there anything you like to add or close on, my guy?
This has been great, guys.
Hey, money.
This has been great.
Hey, man, I like to tell everybody, man, you guys keep being great, man. I hope God continue to bless you and guide you on your journey. I am AR Galore, and I'm telling you, you either can inspire or be inspired, but just like my guy said today, make sure you're informed either way. Man, I want you guys to have a great one, man. Thank you guys for entering the Immortal Portal. Diverse, Cool TV, my guy. Open clap. Goodness gracious, y'all.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
Oh wow.
Man.
The fuck you mean, DJ Ziggy?
You ain't deep, brother. You be on some.
I'm telling you.
Sauce
I be loving it.
Yeah.
Hey, Don asked me to.
You better buy your bitch something before we do it, dude.
It's Don.
Smooth operator shit.
That's for Don. That's his hard drive.
So smooth.
I hope that was like this. Yeah.
I'm so smooth. Got your bitch with me. Got your kids with me. Social kids, pepper. All your kids, daddy. Now the niggas so mad. Shake for the bill.